So welcome everybody who's watching already. My name is Dennis from Travel Pro, and welcome to the webinar of Travel Pro together with Tourist Spain and Paradores today. I'm going to introduce Ellen Foncel from the Spanish Tourism Board, who is going to talk or introduce the other people that are going to talk today. So we have 64 already in, so that's good. And I would like to give the floor to Ellen.
Goedemorgen allemaal, ik doe het even in het Nederlands. Hartelijk welkom en heel erg leuk dat jullie er allemaal weer bij zijn. Ten eerste wil ik Travel Pro heel hartelijk bedanken om deze webinar samen met ons te organiseren. En natuurlijk ook Alejandro van de Paradores om ons een prachtige indruk te geven van deze bijzondere manier van overnachten. En natuurlijk niet te vergeten het lekkere eten, want koken en lekker eten, daar staan de Paradores heel erg bekend om. Dat kan je inderdaad aan de koks van de Paradores wel overlaten. Daarbij is het ook nog zo dat de restaurants altijd vaak op de mooiste plek van de Parador gelegen zijn. Met een prachtig uitzicht kunt u dan heerlijk tafelen. Ik ga niet alles verklappen, dat laat ik Alejandro zo doen. Wat ik jullie wel graag even wil laten weten is dat wij sinds 2 maanden een nieuwe directeur hebben, waar we heel blij mee zijn. En dat is Ignacio Valle-Muñoz. Ik wil hem graag het woord geven, zodat hij met jullie kennis kan maken. En dan zal hij daarna het woord aan Alejandro geven. Ignacio, adelante.
Goedemorgen, good morning. Ik heet Ignacio. Mijn Nederlands kennis is nog steeds heel mager. Dus excuseer me om over te stappen naar de Engels om verder te gaan. Today, I'm pleased to introduce you to a company that represents very well the attributes of our tourist brand Spain, because Paradores is a mixture of tradition and modernity, of nature, rural environment, and historical and artistic heritage, gastronomy and outdoor routes and activities. Paradores is the Spanish state-owned hotel company that has been the leader in the development of tourism in our country since 1929, playing an important role both in preserving our historical and artistic heritage and in creating quality accommodation in those areas of our country where private initiative have not yet been able to reach. I'm now giving the floor to Alejandro Nefstron, who is the International Sales Manager at Paradores.
Lekkert, thanks a lot, my friend Ignacio. Well, as well, I want to thank all of you to be here listening about Paradores. So I will be as well very pleased to talk about a little bit of Paradores that already Ignacio has told us. Well, as Ignacio told you, I'm a sales responsible at Paradores, international sales manager at Paradores. So I'm very pleased to talk to you, to show you what we have to offer today at Paradores in this very special situation that we are really aware for this special situation we are living, all of us. Some small statistic for the beginning, just to let you know that here we in Paradores, as a chain of hotels, last year, because we have to talk about the last year, 60% of our clients were Spaniards, and the number 5th in the international clients, they were coming from the Netherlands. So that means that the Netherlands is a very important market for us. This is really, really important for us to be here today, showing our product, to talk to you in this way. I think many of you listening today to us maybe know me because I've been doing some visits, presentations, and as well travel fairs in your very nice country. So I'm going to show you some pictures talking about Paradores because I think it's much better to see them than me. Very nice, beautiful pictures about the Paradores. So I'm going to share with you this presentation with this, let's say, PowerPoint presentation, if it wants, of course. Here we are. Well, let me see. Just a second, because no, as always, it doesn't want to. Vamos a ver, let's see. My friends, I can see the arrow. Well, the arrow has just a moment. Maybe it's a second because the arrow has. Vamos a ver, let's see. Well, before I can see right now the arrow. Just a second. Vamos a ver. I have a problem because the arrow has. Now I see here. Here is the arrow. Okay. Now I'm going to share this presentation. So I see that you can see right now let's say, maybe I'm going to talk from my personal side because I've been here working in Paradores since many years. And as I used to say, I know them very well and they know me as well very well. So I think I'm going to talk from my personal side when I visit these very nice hotels. So, but of course, Paradores. What is Paradores? Yes, I want to as well once again welcome you to Paradores. It's a state-run company, and this magnificent idea began in 1928. So let's say that we have reached this very special target to using these very nice buildings we have here in Spain as a part of the cultural heritage that we have recovered to change them as hotels. Otherwise, it could be a really ruin. And nowadays, it's a very, very nice place to stay, to enjoy, to feel the real special, the magic of Spain. In this case, for instance, we have the Parador in Monforte. This is in North Spain, in Galicia. And in this case, you can see this very nice. This is really a hotel, but you see in this screen. This is just a monument with a tower in a convent from the 17th century. So you have to imagine what does it mean to be lodging in a hotel from the 17th century. This is really something unique, different, a real special experience. And as well, we have more than 100, as we used to say now, gastronomic spaces where it is really possible to enjoy the typical Spanish and of course, a local regional cuisine, and always with even a modern touch, international touch. So it's really, really an experience to be here enjoying the gastronomy in some special places, unique places. Like this one, you can stay, for instance, in this Parador with enjoying a nice meal with very nice views with historical places. Paradores, yes, we are the best, the most valuable brand in Spain last year. That means that we have a very good brand name here in Spain because of the quality, because of the service, the friendship, yes, and everything we have to show, to give to the guests. This is, you can see that we have very, very special, good image all over the world. So, Paradores began in 1928 in Gredos. This is, let's say, 1 hour drive or 2 hours drive more or less from Madrid, up in the mountains, a very, very nice place. And let's say that was an idea from the King Alphonse XIII to look for a place where they could be lodged in a very, very special places, always looking for special places. Like this one up in the mountains, you can see ahead there are the snowy mountains. It's a very real special places. So we started the idea to look for very special places, like then historical buildings, like castle, convents, monasteries, and so covering the whole country with these very nice places. And of course, nowadays we are working, looking for new places, taking care of the special buildings, as I said before, these castles, palaces, monasteries. And you can see here that we have in project a monastery, castle, another monastery, I have to say, and even in Ibiza, if you have been there, it's up in the mountain, in the top of the hill, in the city of Ibiza, and that one will be as well a Parador. last summer, we opened the last new Parador, in that case, Costa da Morte, in the northwest of Spain, Murcia. As well, this case, this is a modern building, but located in a very nice place, facing to the Atlantic Ocean, with a very beautiful views and surrounded by nature. This is the one I've been talking right now. So you can see here, I'm going to show you right now a video. So you're going to see, not to see, I want to say to feel, because in this case, I think we have to talk about feelings, experiences, to be lodging in these very nice places, these hotels surrounded by the nature, the culture, the history. So right now we are going to see this short video. It was open last summer, so even it's a new opening, it is already open, and it has been really a success this summer, and we hope to have you soon here with us. So now you can see here this video. We can continue showing what we are. Paradores is a chain of hotels in Spain, and you can see as well this case. This is Cardona. It's 100 kilometers away from Barcelona, and you can see this middle-aged castle of the 10th century. You can imagine what it is to be here in this magic place. Stay here with your friends, with your family, with your couple, doesn't matter, but you can see, you can feel, once again, what it is to be here in these very nice places. So, as I said, it's a company with a high reputation, recovering the heritage, sustainability, and of course, these unforgettable experiences for unique travelers. You can see here in this one, Bayona. This is in Galicia. As well, you can imagine to be here in a peninsula with a 3 kilometers wall surrounded this hotel. Just here, you can feel the Atlantic Ocean. That is as well something unique, different, special. Or even you can stay here in this one in Cangasonis, that it is a monastery in a very nice, beautiful area inside Asturias. So you can see that here that currently we have 98 hotels. One, it's located in Portugal, in this case it's a franchise, with more than 6,000 rooms. And of course, you can see, you can stay, you can feel, you can experience to be here in this natural places, historical places, and of course something really, really special, different, and unique. As well, you can see here, this is the main entrance of one of our hotels, Leon. At this moment, it's closed because it's having a total refurbishment. This is a 5-star hotel. You can imagine to be here. This is the main entrance. You have, let's say, the reception and so on. Of course, the different rooms and so on. But this is something as well incredible because it's a hotel monument of the 16th century. Inside it has the cloister, it has a, let's say, own church, and of course something really, really unique and very, very special. It was built just in front of the pilgrim's route to Santiago. And of course, here in Spain, for those people that knows Spain or even wants to know inside Spain, there are so many different and beautiful villages, cities, everything. So you have to think that we have 15 cities that belongs to the World Heritage. and we have 11 Paradores, 11 hotels in these cities. In this case, you can see Úbeda, the one at the left side. This is a palace, a Renaissance palace of the 16th century. You can see as well beside this is the church of the city of Úbeda. Nevertheless, you can see that we have this 11 in Alcalá, in Ávila, this is surrounded by the wall. Cáceres as well, very beautiful city. Córdoba, the Cuenca, Mérida, Santiago, Salamanca, Segovia, Toledo, and Úbeda. All of them incredible, beautiful cities, places, and rich of history, cultural, something really unique and different. This one you can see here as well, Cuenca. This is the monastery of Cuenca. Nowadays is our hotel, our Parador. And you can see here, Cuenca is a very beautiful city, very, very special, with the hanging houses. It's really incredible because they are really hanging in the cliff of the mountain. And of course, something really special, unique. Here you can do, apart of course, staying in the Parador, do many visits in the city, in the natural areas, really always places to discover, to explain, to explore and to enjoy. And of course, this one you can think, this one in Jarandilla, is this castle palace, to show you, to allow, as I say here in the presentation, the experience combined with the history, the culture, the nature, and know the local traditions, because we are going to be small villages, very beautiful places, and really, really honestly, really, really affordable. And of course, we have Paradores located in the nature. Not all of them are historical buildings. Let's say that we have a third of them are historical buildings. The other third are located in the best places, let's say in the nature or with very incredible views. And the other third are located in cities or historical places. As well, you can think to be in this one. This is, let's say, the terrace of one of our hotels. Of course, we have 98. I could be here talking the whole day talking about these 98 hotels, but just you can think to be here in this terrace with this very incredible view showing to this river. In this case, this is between Galicia and Asturias in North Spain, Ribadeo. And of course, there are many, many protected. This area is a protected biospheric area, so you can stay here and enjoy the real nature, beautiful places, and really always an experience that you will never forget. So is it. Well, of course, this one, Mazagon, South Spain, and the province of Huelva. You can imagine to be here, lodging in this small hotel. You can see it's a modern one, yes, but the place where it's located is something really unique, special, because it's just in the natural area of Doñana, beside the national park of Doñana, where you can do incredible visits. Let's say in a truck, you can do visits in a truck inside, special truck, of course, doing visits inside the national park, where you can see many, many birds, different birds coming from Europe that they stay here in winter time, and of course many, many other kinds of animals, really, really special. Of course, being here in this place, you can see maybe the swimming pool, and you are facing to the whole Atlantic Ocean and something unique. You have the whole beach for you, something really as well incredible. This one is Chinchón, nice, beautiful name as well. This is a convent in the beautiful city of Chinchón. It's just 50 kilometers away from Madrid. And you can think to be here in this beautiful city of Chinchón. You can stay in this convent monastery, incredible as well. And of course, enjoy here in the swimming pool, having rest after just doing your visits or whatever, and as well enjoying these natural places and the quietness. I have to say that our hotels, they are not with, let's say, a huge amount of rooms. So you are always to feel in not crowded places, very quiet places, and really, really something not so many people. So more familiar style. For you in the Netherlands, I know that you have not so many mountains, but you can see at least this one, these modern buildings inside the Pyrenees, something as well special. Inside this forest, with the mountains, with the rivers, with not so many people, not crowded, and you can walk, you can hike, you can ride, you can even take a bath in this natural rivers or lakes, as well something special, unique, something you will never forget. Yes, Paradores is an experience itself as well. This one in Guadalupe, in the Extremadura area, means facing to Portugal. In this case, you can see this is, how can I explain it? Because something as well special. It's a 16th century building. It was a school in the past, and as well a hospital for pilgrims that they, let's say, were as a pilgrims visiting the monastery that is just behind. You can see it maybe ahead. And of course, these historical buildings, to be here in these places. I was here, in fact, for I think a year ago, and the stars, the night, the nature, the quietness, and in fact, this Guadalupe had a prize for 2 years ago as the most beautiful place, most beautiful village in Spain. So always an experience, always something special, different, and unique. Ronda, or of course this one in the South Spain in Andalusia. This one was a former town hall in the very beautiful city of Ronda. You can as well to think that you are inside, in the middle of this beautiful city, just beside the Spanish oldest bullfighting arena. This beautiful city of Ronda, as a white village, let's say, and also in this case you cannot see, but at the other side is a very huge valley. We have an incredible view. Doesn't matter for the sunset or for the sunrise, you are going to see something really unique, views with the different colors and the nature. Well, this is Alarcón. This is our smallest one. It has only 14 rooms, and this castle, you have to think to be here, and this castle fortress from the Middle Age, and it's, let's say, between Madrid and Valencia. With only 14 rooms, you can imagine to be here with a few clients, because of course there's no more place for them, that you are really going to feel that you are living the medieval age, and you are really to feel once again something unique, special. Afterwards, we're going to see one of the rooms, and of course here we can see the one in Jaén. It was a former castle as well, Santa Catalina Castle, and it has been totally refurbished. It has been in fact closed 1 year, and we reopened it once again this summer, and it's really as well unique because you have the incredible views up in the top of the hill, facing to the city of Jaén, with incredible mountains, the incredible valleys, thousands or maybe could be millions of olive oils you can see from these places, and as well something really unique, special. As well as something special, I have to say that Charles de Gaulle, when he got, let's say, retired, he was here living a short period, writing his memoirs, because in this place he felt, let's say, I don't want to say, of course, alone, but feeling the quietness and enjoying the place, what everything was around. That one, of course, Lerma. This is 200 kilometers from the north of Madrid. This building, I think it's more or less 15 years old, because, well, 15 years old is something funny to say, but this is a palace from the 16th century, and I remember that was really a ruin in the past. For, let's say, 20 years ago, it was a ruin, but of course the state, the Spanish government decided, of course, to take care of this incredible building, to restore it and do this nice beautiful hotel in the city of Lerma. It is really difficult for me to say which could be the top 10 paradores or my best favorite parador. Maybe this one could be one of them, but it's really, really difficult because each parador has something really special to show, to experience, to enjoy once again. Well, of course, this is another maybe top 10. And in fact, this was considered one of the best hotels in the world because you have to see that one is a monastery that started in the 6th century. So in this monastery, you are going to see the different Romanic, the Baroque, the Gothic, and of course the Renaissance style. You can stay here. I was here for 1 month ago, feeling the culture, the history, the feeling of everything around, and of course the nature. You can do here, for instance, a trip in a boat, as a catamaran, inside a longer river, which is kind of a lake, and you can really, really see, to feel, to enjoy the real nature in Galicia, the vineyards, the food, the cultural, the heritage, just a feeling, the experience to be here in these places. It's something really, I have to say, unique. I'm just talking from my personal side because I've been, as I said before, in many of them, and you feel that your skin becomes special, really. So, of course, since more than 90 years in Paradores, it has many things has happened. But for instance, you can stay in this one, the one in the Granada, inside the Alhambra, something as well, something special, unique. Or you can even be in the oldest hotel in the world in Santiago. Could be maybe the oldest one because it was built, or let's say the order to be created was in the 1499, excuse me, let's say year 1500. And it was the decision to be built that hotel, or let's say that building, for the pilgrims that ended at the end of the pilgrim's route. So we have very special places with historical and a very special background. Or even, of course, you can stay in the modern buildings, as we have been, I've showed before, inside the Teide, for instance, in the Tenerife Island, up in the mountain. It's more than 2,000 meters high. And in fact, there, I've been there several times, is something as well unique. As I used to say, you can even touch the stars up there with, let's say, no lights, because in fact it's considered starlight's special place to just to see the stars, and even to, it's not possible to say to touch, but you can see them so close or so clear, so beautiful. So it's something really as well nice, incredible, a special experience. Or even the one we have been seeing before in Mazagon, in the Doñana, or in different parts. We have as well 5 paradores on the Canary Islands. We have mainly in the mainland, but of course we have in the Canary Islands, in El Hierro, La Palma, Cruz de Tejeda, Gomera, and that one in Cañadas del Teide, up in the national park in Tenerife. And of course, in these special places, we have the Spanish Constitution was signed here in the Parador of Gredos, the one it was built. So we have as well hosted so many international meetings that as well many large companies, they used to have their board meetings or facilities, or they are looking for these special places for something as well unique, different, special. And of course, we have 10 paradores with a special unique spa where you can as well enjoy the feel of the water, and of course in these very special places, enjoying, experience everything. Maybe you can see in this, I want to say this is something as well special. In this picture, the one in the middle, in the center, this let's say purple color, this spa is inside a church in Alcalá de areas. Of course, we have these special buildings, including this church, but of course without any longer this service. But we have converted these special places in a spa. So you have to think to be in a spa inside a church. Something as well, once again, special, unique, different. And we have 2 Paradores with own golf course, the one in Malaga, just let's say between Malaga and Torremolinos, and the other one in El Saler in Valencia, both with 18 holes. These golf courses as well with very special places to play beside the Mediterranean coast makes that you are going to be in a very special place. In both cases, of course, these are modern buildings with all kinds of facilities and commodities. Well, we have talking about our castles, convents, palaces, monasteries. We have inside these very special rooms that we call them as unique rooms. Of course, they are unique. We cannot find another word. We cannot find a room like this one. And this one is the inside, let's say, in Alarcón, our smallest one, as we have been seeing before. You can see as well, feel to be in a room like this one with a special charming, special characteristic, something as well, once again, unique. I have to say that for your clients or yourself, you must feel to come, to enjoy, and of course, to recommend. Or this one in Chinchón, this one close to Madrid. Beautiful city, beautiful Parador, beautiful place. And of course, if you overnight here in a room like this one, once again, you are going to remember it always, and it's going to be a real special experience. So as well, we have in these places special meeting rooms, more than 300 rooms, and 3 different convention centers. And of course, to have a meeting in these places is something different. Of course, nowadays, the situation has changed a lot, but nevertheless, we have to say that our spaces are, let's say, big enough, so you don't have to think about the distances and so on, not so crowded, and of course, something always ready for you. As well, nowadays we have this commitment against the COVID-19.
Paradores es un destino seguro. Estamos preparados para recibirte con todas las garantías. Hemos reforzado los protocolos de limpieza y desinfección, yendo más allá de las recomendaciones oficiales para proteger a nuestros trabajadores y clientes. Apenas tendrás que detenerte en nuestra recepción, ya que hemos reducido al mínimo los procesos de check-in y check-out. Una mampara que limpiamos frecuentemente garantiza el mantenimiento de la distancia. Todos los materiales que te entreguemos como llaves o documentación estarán perfectamente desinfectados. Tendrás a tu disposición mascarillas y geles hidroalcohólicos. Antes de tu llegada, las habitaciones se someten a una exhaustiva limpieza con productos viricidas, con especial refuerzo en las superficies que se suelen tocar más. En el baño, los dispensadores de nuestros productos ecológicos se precintan después de ser desinfectados. Las sábanas y toallas se lavan a alta temperatura y se embolsan. La restauración es parte del alma de Paradores y la cuidamos con el protocolo más estricto. Las mercancías se desinfectan y se almacenan en espacios que se limpian todos los días con soluciones viricidas. Nuestro personal sigue estrictas medidas de higiene en el cocinado y todas las superficies, herramientas de trabajo y maquinaria se repasan con máxima frecuencia. Podrás seguir disfrutando del magnífico buffet de desayuno de Paradores, ahora con raciones individuales y parte de nuestra oferta a la carta. En los espacios gastronómicos habrá más distancia entre las mesas. Nuestras vajillas se lavan a 80 grados y los cubiertos se presentan estuchados tras ser desinfectados. También se desinfectan las cartas antes y después de cada uso, igual que cualquier otro elemento que pueda tocar más de una persona. Nuestros empleados van a mantener la distancia de seguridad, sin perder la amabilidad que caracteriza a todo el equipo. El tamaño pequeño o mediano de nuestros hoteles facilita el estricto cumplimiento de los protocolos. La ubicación, siempre en lugares únicos, muchos de ellos apartados, contribuye también a mantener la seguridad. En definitiva, trabajamos para garantizar que Paradores sea el destino más seguro para ti y tu familia.
Estamos preparados para que vuelvas a disfrutar de la naturaleza, de la cultura, de la gastronomía,
y de la excelencia que nos ha caracterizado desde 1928.
This is just, I want to tell you, this is just a video from our president talking about that Paradores is a safe destination nowadays because we have a very strong protocol about the cleanliness, safety, and everything that we have to live nowadays. So we are taking very care of our guests and of course our employees, that it has to be a very, very safe, special destinations. And as well, we have all of them, but all of the Paradores open. Only we close 20 Paradores during the winter time, but nevertheless, we are open to all of you. And as I said before, we can do here a special, every kind of special type or event. And let's say finally, this is our part of our compromise in the company, is the environmental sustainability that we are on nowadays, no use or non-usable plastic free. As well, the power supply comes from 100% renewable energy sources. And of course, we are having more and more recharging points for electric cars. Nowadays 30, but of course we are having more and more possibilities that the electric cars can switch inside the Paradores. And so on, we have our social sustainability against, let's say, to avoid impact with the environment, the promotion of employee in our local area. So in this part, I have to say as well that we Paradores, we are in these special places that sometimes many people say, well, how is it possible that you have built, or how is it possible that you are having here a hotel? Yes, so it's because part of our compromise is to invest where other hotels wouldn't do that. That means as well, we promote the area, we promote the local economy, we make that with the tourists, people knows the country, knows the area, and of course has a special place to stay and know the area. So that means at the same time, but we promote the local economy. And it's funny, but because sometimes when we, let's say, when we build a hotel in these special places, after a year or some years, other hotels are as well investing, or small hotels, or let's say rural houses, small family hotels, they are as well investing in these places. Otherwise, other hotels wouldn't do that. And of course, finally, for you, I want you to come to the Paradores. We have a special price for travel agents. It's 45 euros per room for 1 or 2 persons, and a 50% discount in breakfast. Even you can see here, price is for 2020. This is going to be, we remain the same price for next year. Personally, I'm based in Madrid at the head office, so you can contact with me through the Spanish tourist office there in The Hague, or even here in Madrid, or whatever. Doesn't matter, but you have to know that you have a special price, so you can come here to see, to enjoy, to feel these very nice special hotels, and of course afterwards recommend to your clients that always will be welcome. Once again, I want to thank you for your time, hear me, to see these very nice pictures of Paradores. That is something really unique, special, different. And with 98 hotels, I could be here the whole day showing many things, but I think it's good enough. Now I want you to show a video. It's a very special because you can see a former convent school of the 17th century, that it was a ruin. It is in Alcalá de Henares, and how it was in the past and how it is today. You can see the changes we have done in this very special building and place.
All right, perfect. Thank you for your presentation, Alejandro. We had a couple of questions. I'm pretty sure that the last ones were about the video, but let me see. There's, okay. Well, this question is from Patrick Mulder, and he asked, what is done or actual regarding the COVID-19 crisis? I heard Alejandro talking about staying with your friends, for example.
Yes, yes, of course, we're having a very strong commitment against the virus. We have, let's say, these protocols, let's say, from the beginning, from the receptions, of course, distances with hydraulics and wearing these kind of things. And of course, but I didn't know, I haven't heard exactly the question.
So, he heard that you were talking about staying with your friends.
Yes.
So what does that imply?
Yes, of course. I mean, friends. Of course, you can take this hotel with only 14 rooms. You have, of course, your rooms. Afterwards, you have the social distance. Of course, we have to keep the distances among us. So let's say you can stay with your friends, but of course you have your own rooms, and afterwards you can be in the restaurant. But of course, we have we have big places. We have, let's say, split more the tables. It's in the restaurant. And of course, it is also important to know that we have, how can I say, you have to make the reservation, your time, your slot for a breakfast or even for lunch or dinner. So you can as well have your time for having lunch or dinner or for breakfast. So it's not as it used to happen. Everybody's at the same time having a breakfast. So now it's more control with the times, with the people inside the restaurants, and of course, taking care about in the buffet, how it's everything served nowadays, with very, very strict protocols. So you can, for this friend, you can as well come with your friends, stay, and of course, once again, to see that it's very hard to compromise with this safety and healthy regulations.
All right, thank you. Then again, a question from Patrick. What is the target audience for these hotels?
The target audience? Well, first of all, well, of course, nowadays it's completely different, the situation, but mainly we have individual travelers, doesn't matter they are from Spain or from other countries, because they travel by their own, let's say, kind of a fly and drive. Of course, to reach these special places, you must have most always a car, because we are in these castles, palaces, monasteries, or outside in the nature. So let's say mainly are individual travelers, but as well we have groups. It's funny to see many groups from, let's say, coaches coming from other countries, that they stay in our hotels, in these very special hotels, places, and let's say we're open to everybody, but mainly we have individual travelers that they are, let's say, going lost in Spain and finding these very unique and special places.
Right.
Sorry, Alejandro, when you say individual, you mean independent travelers, no?
Yes, let's say independent. Okay. That's right.
Couples and families, but traveling by themselves, yeah.
Yes, this is mainly the kind of clients we have, but as well small groups, because of course our hotels are not so big, but we have in fact groups coming from, as I said before, many countries, and of course looking for these places, enjoying the gastronomy, enjoying the culture, the history, and not, let's say, running from one place to another. I've seen, and I see the programs, that they like to stay in different places, but not running from one place to another. So they stay, they enjoy, and it's more relaxing tours.
Right, thank you. So Patrick, I hope that answers your questions. A question from Pascal van Maastricht. She asked, how do we book these for our customers? So Paradores.
Good, excellent. You can do the reservation, let's say, from the beginning, directly to our hotels. You can as well do the reservations through our reservations center here in Madrid. We have a reservations department for, let's say, independent travelers, or even for groups. So you can make the reservations through us. And as well, there are some tour operators in the Netherlands where you can as well book through them. If you are, let's say, an independent travel agency, you can as well log in our website, so you can make the reservations by your own login in our website.
Right. Thank you. I think this question, the next question, has already been answered by you. Are the agent rates the same for 2021?
Yes, that's right. We are going to keep the same for next year. And in fact, it's the same price for, I think, 3 years ago. We are, let's say, keeping the same price. And of course, we're going to keep the same one for next year. And once again, I want you to come to see, to experience our hotels with this special price.
All right, perfect. Thank you. Next question from Ingrid Houteman. She types, good morning. First of all, many thanks for the detailed information. Really nice, and I'm very enthusiastic. Would it be possible to receive the presentation by email? Okay, I will send her. So that was a question for me. So that I can show the colleagues as well. So, well, this was a compliment for you.
Thank you.
Let me see. Yeah, and then we got a couple of people that saying that the video doesn't start. So I will make sure that the videos will be shared on our website as well, so people can just see them there. And I will make sure to edit the webinar with the videos. So
sorry to interrupt, Dennis. There are two questions at the end that I think are interesting. One of them is the suggested itineraries through Paradores. And something about a limit of 2 or 3 nights to stay in Paradores.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, Helene Visser asked it. I think she's from the Brussels Tourism Agency. She says the first question that she asked was, how many nights are you allowed to stay in a Parador?
You can stay so many nights you wish. So easy. Always welcome. You can stay so many. There is no limit. Maybe some people, they are still thinking about a limit nights of stay in the Paradores, but it was really in the past, because the Paradores, in the past, they were more, let's say, it's a very difficult to explain, but in the past it was only possible to be 3 nights, so other people as well could stay as well. But nowadays you can come here, you can stay how many nights you wish, and in fact it's funny because we have people living in Paradores. So this is special because it's really special. And of course, many companies, for the people that they may be doing special work in a part of Spain, they take rooms for many and, let's say, long period of stay. So always welcome. And in fact, for instance, for the Canary Island, we have different offers. Let's say you stay 7 nights, paying 6. Let's say this kind of special offers. Always welcome.
All right, perfect. Thank you. All right. So
the other one was about itineraries, I think, from Crystal.
Yes, about itineraries as well. We have, I have to say that we have different routes in Spain. Let's say you can stay from 3 to 7 nights in Paradores, all of them starting on Sundays, excuse me. So you can, in these prefixed routes, you can stay with a very special price as well. And of course, you can do the tours the way you wish, with the different prices and offers we have. Of course, we have all the information in our website in different languages, but you can see that we have many offers open for people younger, let's say people under 30 years old. For people over 55 as well, there's a 10% discount. We have a 5 nights vouchers. We have different offers, so always given, let's say, the open possibility for the people to stay with us.
Right, perfect. Let me see if there were any other questions. Question for Ignacio and Rosa.
Then I have a question here.
Yeah, you can.
Yes. The people ask if you are not a guest of the Parador, if it is possible to eat in the restaurant. Can you make a reservation? Can you have from outside also? Because the gastronomy of the Paradors is very good, very high. They ask, can we visit the Parador and not sleep there, but only eat?
Yes, yes, of course. We have this, we call them gastronomic places that you can always come to have a lunch or dinner, or so always welcome as well. It's here you have a fact. So we are the only chain in the world that half of our incomes are, let's say, from rooms, lodge, and the other half from the restaurant. That means as well that many people are just coming to us to enjoy the gastronomy, and then they can continue traveling in Spain or even celebrate something, a wedding or a kind of a meeting, whatever. So you can come, stay, or even have a lunch and continue driving in the country. Okay. Always welcome to all of you, always, for everything.
Yes, and then there was another question. They asked on the Balearic Islands, there is not a Parador, but there was spoken of a new Parador in Ibiza. Is it still going on? That they will be open? Yes?
Yes, it is still going on because it has been, let's say, stopped because when we started the new buildings, let's say the works, they found architectonical let's say rests, so it was a stop and could not continue until once again it was restarted the works and so on. But once again they are starting with the works in the Parador in Ibiza. So we hope in not so many years to have once a new more Parador in our chain.
Okay, thank you. Now all the other questions you have already.
Well, there are two more questions, if that's okay. We still have a little bit more time. So there was a question for, there was an anonymous attendee that asked, will the negative travel advice from our Prime Minister influence the communication of tourist Spain at the moment?
Yeah, of course, it influenced the communications policies. But well, we are waiting for January to promote travel to Spain again. And in the midterm, we follow the recommendations of the government. But at the same time, if there's a special need, you can travel to Spain safely. And especially, for example, for the Canaries that have now a yellow code. I think it's good to follow the recommendations of the government. I'm not opposing this, but if you have, if you consider that you are in a special need to take a break or to go for an event, etc., Spain is open. We have to say that it's part of our communication to say that we are open. The different regions of Spain have different rates of the contagiousness of the virus nowadays, and many of them are lower than here in the Netherlands. And especially, for example, for this product, for Paradores, they have taken, as Alejandro has said, a lot of measures to prevent the spread of the virus, and they are very safe places. In fact, during this summer, not only in Paradores, in the rest of the Spanish destinations, the contagiousness was almost none. And all the hotels take a lot of measures, and then I think it's a safe destination in Spain, and we have to communicate that. But at the same time, we want not to oppose the government recommendations of only essential travel. The thing is what you consider essential.
Yeah, that's right. I think everyone can use a break at this moment. So, but yeah, okay. Thank you for your answer. All right. So two more questions. Are there any special group rates and conditions at the hotels?
Yes, we always quote the prices for groups depending on the expected availability unexpected, let's say, period of time. But we always quote the price for groups special. So it's always a special quotation.
All right.
So as well, welcome always.
Perfect. And the last question from Anne Middelkamp is, if we combine 3 or 4 Paradores in one trip, are there extra discounts?
Well, you can combine, let's say, the different offers we have. For instance, we have the 5 nights voucher. So you can use this 5 nights voucher in the different hotels. Doesn't matter if you stay 5 nights in one, you can use them, or you can use today 2 and the other 3 the way you wish.
Okay. And what is that called, the special card?
There's a 5 nights card.
There's a 5 night card, all right. All right, perfect. Well, that were all the questions for today. I would like to thank everyone for attending this webinar. Does anyone has anything they want to add to this webinar right now?
Well, for my side, I want to say lekkerd. This is one thing. And I have as well to say that I have almost daily the Netherlands people in my desk, because so easy. I have this bottle, this nice bottle of all the Geneva, but it's water inside, don't worry. So every day I have you in my mind, don't worry.
Thank you, Alejandro, for the presentation. Is there anything you would like to add, Ellen?
Yes, if there are any questions or later on, we also can take contact with Alejandro. So you can send us by email to info.lahaya@tourspain.es, and we will contest all your questions, or put you in contact with Alejandro afterwards if you want.
Please do so.
Okay.
We will add it to the article we place after the webinar. So we place the email address again at the bottom. So again, everyone, Ellen and Rosa from the tourism board in the Netherlands, Ignacio, the new director, and Alejandro from Paradores. Thank you, everyone. All the participants that were with us today, thank you for your attention, and we will see you next time in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks to all of you.